Alright, so I stumbled upon this video called Why Wuthering Waves Will Surpass Genshin Impact. A rather nuclear title, if you will. What I didn't expect, however, is to find Tectone on a channel with 18,000 subs called Legions Gaming. I don't even know what's going on, to be honest. Maybe the guy wanted to relive his old days as a smaller content creator. But let's see what Tectone has to say on his Genshin hater alt account.
On today's video, I want to talk about how Wuthering Waves is definitely going to surpass, at least eventually, maybe not once, but eventually is going to surpass Genshin Impact in terms of maybe not money, but definitely they're going to steal their players and the end game.
Hey, I feel like money and players are basically the same thing though. Like, I don't know, man. They're basically the same thing, let's be honest.
Game is going to 100% be way better than anything Genshin's ever done.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Genshin is trying to do, more end game now. But, I know people are going to come in the comments.
That shit is going to suck, by the way. It's not going to be good in the slightest. It's just going to be the honk shit Starbucks formula of just cycling two different endgame modes. It's not going to increase endgame as far as content to actually do within 2 weeks. Like, you're still gonna play for 50 minutes, do the abyss and shit. Like, that's not gonna change. It's just a bullshit update that the Genshin hardcore players can cope with. That's what they're latching onto right now. It's nothing more, nothing less.
And they're gonna start saying, but Genshin doesn't want to do endgame. That's not the only thing I'm talking about.
Well,
the reason I think
they don't.
Wuthering Waves is going to surpass Genshin Impact is because during these dead patches, quote unquote dead patches, Genshin Impact has all the time. Like right now, you saw some.
Yeah, I complained about that shit. I complained so hard about 4.5. And these idiots still come and defend the game, saying, oh, you're just a toxic Genshin hater. You don't even play the game. You're just here to farm views. And I'm not gonna sit here and deny that I don't like farming views. But at the same time, anyone that had a brain knew that I was spitting facts in that video.
Much discourse with the 4.6, companion quest with, I'm not even companion quest, the character quest with Arlecchino. Everyone was so hyped about this quest. They had,
were they? I don't know.
Short for it, which spoiled the whole thing, by the way. They had.
Yep, that's complete bullshit. You don't just fucking spoil their entire story by releasing a trailer. Like, what the fuck is that?
3 other trailers for her to hype her up, and then the patch comes out. She comes out. And her character quest is essentially you just talking to a bunch of kids in orphanage, and you barely get to see her or talk to her. So that immediately removed all my hype from wanting to log back into the game at all.
But bro, that's like every single fucking story quest. That's how they do them, man. That's the low effort slop they always put out. 70% of the story quest isn't even about the character. It's about the NPCs or surrounding characters. That's been the formula from the start. And any outliers, of course, they're gonna be fucking amazing, like Eula's quest or Raiden Shogun's second quest. The first one was dog shit. I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat it.
I was so excited to log in after watching that animated short and all the trailers. And then when I saw other people play it and I saw that, I said, nope, I'm good. Never mind.
But like, aren't you the one that played it, Tectone? Like, weren't you the person behind the screen? That's kinda sus, because I'm pretty sure you were.
But with Wuthering Waves, we're gonna have constant endgame content you can do that you can work towards. There's an infinite amount of grinding that you can do if you want to, right? You don't have to. There's infinite, you can grind infinite amount, especially if you do co-op and go in other people's worlds. With the bosses, you can farm them as many times as you want to get,
of course,
echoes to drop.
True.
To waste stamina.
That is fucking insane, by the way. The fact that you actually can spend time not picking mint, not doing resonance activities like these Genshin brain-rotted players have been doing for 3 fucking years. Yeah, that's fucking incredible, man. You actually get the opportunity to make your character as good as you want it to be. Like, you can farm. That is incredible. Like, you can actually go the extra mile and grind that fucking account. Unlike what the mint picker does, which is farm random ass enemies, which won't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you get 9,000 fucking scraps of metal slime. They're still gonna sit in your inventory doing all jack.
They're going to be doing events. The reason I know that this is going to be amazing compared to Genshin, look at PGR, for example, the other game that they have constantly upgraded that game, adding roguelikes, towers, events that constantly add new things, mini games, endgame content with
Hey, you don't want too many minigames, man. We don't want another Mario Party simulator, if you know what I mean.
it comes to like a MOC variant or Spiral Abyss. There's constant updates being added to Wuthering Waves, and Genshin is just never going to get to that point.
Of course it won't. They don't need to.
Like, this is the problem with Genshin players. They're like, oh, I'm so glad that there's a dead patch so I can save my primo gems.
That's such a cope take. These idiots just slop the shit up that they're given. They don't give a shit. They can literally get nothing for an entire patch. They could simply just release one character or even 2 reruns. They don't need to do anything. And I guarantee you, they will still earn a whole 50 million fucking dollars. No joke.
And only have to log in 5 minutes a day. If that's your argument and you only log in your game 5 minutes a day and you log out, your games suck.
I mean, but at the same time, like, there are a lot of people that play Genshin in between work, especially in China, I think. They really like the fact that they can just play for 50 minutes and log out for the day, do their fucking dailies and resin and shit like that. But I don't know, when you're an actual gamer, when you're an actual person that plays these games more than fucking 50 minutes, yeah, it's gonna fucking suck for you. You're gonna say the game is trash, while those guys are gonna praise the game. They're gonna say Genshin should be the only motherfucking gacha game that should be getting praised.
If there's, a time where you want to play your game and there's nothing to do except do your dailies and log out, your game's trash. And if you try to make the argument that MMOs like that, no.
Alright, so which one of you morons tried to make that argument? Like, holy shit, imagine comparing a gacha game to an MMO, what the fuck? They're nothing alike. And even if you make the argument, you have tons of different races, classes to choose from, all that endgame shit, all that fucking collecting, way more than Genshin could ever hope to offer. But anyways, let's just continue.
Because MMOs have endless endgame content.
Yep, just as I said.
You can do ERP, you can do so much shit in MMOs.
Not the fucking ERP in Moonguard, bro. No, get that shit out of my face.
And Wuthering Waves is going to have constant endgame content and events.
How do you know, man? Who told you? Are we dealing with another The Way here?
And not only just that, can we talk about how good the character story quests are in Wuthering Waves compared to what they just did with Arlen Chino? One of the most hyped characters that has ever been for Genshin, ever. And her character comes out, and you're literally just talking to kids.
Hey, careful now. People might misunderstand that, I don't know, Tectone, I thought you'd be the type of person to stay away from that shit, but seems they got you too, man. Seems they got you too.
And that's it. For the most part. And her entire story was spoiled by the animated short. Wuthering Waves, the Gion quest, puts you in an entire different realm. You get more backstory on him, like a crazy amount of backstory.
I didn't play it, but I saw some shit. I'll be honest, it's way better.
Puzzles in that area, combat, like the character quest was so well designed. And now I'm very excited to do Yinlin's and all the other characters too, because they're probably going to be just as good.
Definitely.
I got teared up almost playing Jihan's quest, and this was a fucking beta.
Man, what the fuck happened to Tectone? I thought he was this alpha male who would never cry about anything. Why is he now so beta, man? Look what they did to the homie Tectone, man. The homie Tectone.
It was a fucking beta, right? A character quest for a beta that was barely voiced. It was in Chinese, man. And I got teared up when I was playing that quest compared to the shit that's going on in Genshin. And honestly, a lot of stuff in Genshin.
What is there to tear up in Genshin, to be honest? There is the Farina Archon Quest 4.2. There is genuinely barely anything aside from that.
Genshin just seems a lot of rinse and repeat. They're just recycling shit now. And
that's what they always do.
PGR, for example, constantly just keeps upping themselves, keeps upgrading the game, keeps adding new fun content and things that are going to make people come back to the game.
Why don't you cover PGR as well then, man? Why do I never see Tectone upload any PGR videos? I thought he never played, man. I thought he never played. Holy shit, why didn't I never see these videos, man? 2 months ago? He played this shit 2 months ago. Guess I must have been blind back then, guys.
Been so many times where I stop playing PGR and then I see a new update and I'm like, oh my god, this looks fun as hell, and I'll go back and play it. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people are gonna say it is never gonna surpass Genshin. Maybe not at launch.
Hey, where are you going with this, man?
But just you wait. A couple more of those dead patches like I saw with Arlecchino.
It doesn't matter, bro. I'm pretty sure it just doesn't matter at this point. They gain infinite players. The players that they actually lose, they just regain. They just regain every day. If they lose one, they gain another 2 or 3 or 4. I don't fucking know.
How many people were super mad about that? People that were actually excited for that. People that always talk good about Genshin, and then that came out and they're like, what the fuck is this? This character has been hyped for over a year, and then this is what we get for her patch. She's not even a part of the main story. She's not even an Archon quest.
I mean, that's your opinion, Tectone. I heard you say this opinion before, but I'm pretty sure the mint pickers are actually content with what Arlecchino's story quest did for them. I mean, you didn't even play it. You stopped playing it halfway through, man. You should have just sat there till the end and see that one cutscene after an hour and a half of gameplay, you know? That would have made it all worth it, man. It's just that you're so impatient, man. You're just ignoring the game. You're just a toxic Genshin hating piece of sh.
And her character quest, she was barely in it. And it was spoiled in an animated short. Like, it's actually insane. And before you guys say, oh, you're just saying this because your twin Tectone said that.
Twin? Twin? Aren't you him, man? Your voice sounds the same. I mean, your face looks slightly different. Maybe that's just because you don't want to be recognized, because you want to experience being a smaller content creator again. But I wouldn't bring the name up if I was gonna do that, you know? It just seems weird. Like, if you're gonna do this, you might as well go in all the way, man. Don't just half-ass this shit.
Shut the fuck up, first of all. Me, if you know anything about me or Tectone, I have had this
Bro's still talking in third person.
opinion about Genshin for the longest time before I even, like, when I quit the game. And if you go and look at the video that we've done together, where
Bro is actually talking to himself. There's no way. Bro is actually talking to himself. It has to be fucking AI. Look at this shit. Holy shit, like AI has evolved.
if Tectone is actually dead,
Bro, if AI has evolved to this fucking stage, we're fucked. Like, what the fuck is this? Different rooms. I mean, same bald men, but different scripts of dialogue just fucking initiated through one prompt. Like, that is absolutely unbelievable. Hey, AI is going too far, man. I don't know what else to say.
I ask him, like, hey, bro, did they change any of this in the game?
I mean, this goes to show that he's completely lost it. Like, when you start asking yourself questions, yeah, then you're not gonna recover very easily. He must have went through some tough shit, to be honest. My trauma with Tectone.
Because this is why I quit. He straight up is like, nah, if you didn't like that, it's the same, if not worse, so don't come back. So if you guys are curious on my thoughts on why I quit Genshin, I'll leave the video that me and him did, that link down below. But please, for the love of God, stop trying to tell me that every fucking opinion I have is only because Tectone also said it. It's fucking great. My own man, I'm 33 years old. I have my own opinions. Please stop saying that.
Bro, you add another 3 years to yourself and now you're a different person? You actually think that's believable in the slightest? This guy actually looks us in the eye and is like, yep, I'm a different man while being the exact same person.
Wuthering Waves over time, after every patch, is going to keep getting better and better and better. And Genshin, the way it's been going for like the last year or so, is going to keep declining and declining and declining. And I know a lot of you are going to...
What declining, man? Didn't you see the revenue charts? They just gained 150 million. They are at the top right now. We need to use a little bit more logic, you know? We can't just make shit up. They are doing amazingly. You know why they are doing amazingly? Because they are doing nothing. They aren't doing jack. They don't spend any resources, and yet they're still at the top. They're still at the top of the gacha revenue chart. Isn't that fucking insane? They don't need to do anything. The Genshin players just slop everything up like the pigs they are. They don't fucking care. You don't need to provide them jack. That's how all businesses work. Invest the bare minimum and get the most profit. That's the strategy everyone pursues, I guess.
Say no, it hasn't. And you're going to use the numbers from the fucking gotcha chart saying it's still making more money than Star Rail sometimes. Here's the thing.
It still made more money, man. 4.6 is not an Archon Quest patch, so it definitely counts.
Star Rail makes money and does good events all the time.
Well, that doesn't fucking matter. Who gives a shit? Money is all that matters to the corpos, man. As Sai, I wouldn't give a shit.
So, you know, that's not really a good argument. And I know the player base for Genshin is dropping significantly.
Cap. Huge fucking cap. Where's the source, man? Oh, it's just trust me, bro? Oh, I see. Gotta make up a narrative to make people believe you.
And I keep saying, like, seeing in my comments, people that have been playing since Genshin day one. Literally, they'll come and say, Genshin day one player here. But when Wuthering Waves comes out or Azure Premilia comes out, I'm dropping Genshin. I'm never looking back. I have gotten so many comments like that. It's not even funny. And more people will be doing that when they start seeing how much more fun their friends are having, people that they're following are having playing Wuthering Waves than they are playing Genshin.
But for every person that leaves, my own source, trust me, bro, says that at least another 2 are gonna join and enjoy the game for an entire year, give Hoyoverse their money to cope with the game for another 2, and then finally quit at the 4th year after Hoyoverse has gotten their use out of them.
And I'm gonna...
For only another 2 to join. Quite similar to our predicament, isn't it?
Oh wait, we're literally stuck in an infinite fucking cycle.
I'll tell you right now, it is going to happen. Keep this video in mind. 6 months after release of Wuthering Waves, I guarantee you, it is going to be either above Genshin during patches or up, you know, at least at the same like level as Genshin.
Holy fucking...
Again, if they...
Holy fucking copium. You actually believe that? Hey, guys, 6 months later, hold this guy accountable. If this doesn't happen, man, remember this fucking video. He himself wants you to. If this doesn't happen, you unsubscribe and you dislike all of his fucking videos. Because that's a bold fucking take. That is a bold take to just say out of nowhere. I don't think that's gonna happen until at least a year, man. They're not gonna be equal to Genshin for at least a year. There's no way. It's way more niche compared to Genshin. Genshin is like a cult at this point. The Genshin Impact community is a fucking cult. There are so many players that have bound their soul to this game. There is no way that within 6 months it will actually surpass Genshin. Hey, if it does, well then I will look like the clown, but nah, ain't no way.
Keep doing what they're doing with PGR and do Wuthering Waves. I have absolutely the utmost faith that they are going to surpass everyone's expectations and actually truly compete with Genshin Impact and be the first game to actually compete with Genshin in you know, every aspect. Until Azure Premilia, I think that's the game that's really going to compete.
But like then again, I feel like Wuthering Waves will be more similar to Genshin compared to Azure Premilia, which has a lot more Pal World elements. Like I feel like Wuthering Waves is just a refined version of Genshin, while Azure Premilia is its own thing, man. Genuinely, that's what I think.
Mainly because of Azure Lane Devs, you know, character designs, and it's literally Pal World, but Wuthering.
Yeah, just
how sick does that sound? I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I know a lot of Genshin fans are gonna be like, "It's never gonna surpass Genshin." Just know if I see that comment, I do not give a fuck, and you're wrong.
No, I'm not. It's never gonna surpass Genshin. It's never gonna do that. Oh man, I'll be honest though. There is a chance. Genshin will never be surpassed. There is a chance. I'm not gonna fucking deny it. So if you're a Genshin Impact fanboy and you want the game to stay at number 1, Genshin number 1, you might have hope because the fan base is fucking rabid. They will not leave the game.
But you can feel free to leave it, and you guys can argue with each other in comments. I love seeing that shit. I love being able to look at that and use that as analytics when I see one side of the fandom, you know, proving one point and, you know, proving my point pretty much. And then the other side that is just in denial, that is just constantly trying to make it sound like their game's not dying,
bro.
I wouldn't say it's dying. It's never going to die, but it's definitely declining. And, they're
It's not declining, bro. It's at the top right now.
doing everything they can to make sure no one ever talks bad about their game. And the reason that your games decline is because your game never gets criticized. And when it does,
Hey, I always criticize the game, man. I'm the Genshin hater. Everyone calls me that around here, around these YouTube parts.
you vilify people for it. And that is why that game will never get better.
Man, I don't give a fuck about any of these idiots coming and vilifying me. They're all just stupid children that don't know any better, man. We gotta push harder and harder. We can't just let some kids get to us, man. You of all people should know this better than anyone, Tectone.
But like I said, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you guys think Wuthering Waves will ever, do what I said it's going to do in this video, or if Genshin Impact will still stay on top. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed this video.
A good vid, Tectone. I just wanted to add that I feel like Genshin will never, and I mean never, be irrelevant. I don't think end of service Genshin will ever happen. I don't think Genshin will ever become the underdog. Because of one very important matter, and that is the fact that players, at least fucking of 80% of them, have this thing called sunk cost fallacy, Now, sunk cost fallacy is basically the tendency for people to continue something because they've already invested their time, energy, or money, even when abandoning it would be more beneficial. And I feel like that's what many of the Genshin player base is going to face, especially with Wuthering Waves and any upcoming gacha game, because they've spent a whole 4 fucking years developing their account, and especially if they're whales, people that have spent hundreds or even thousands of dollars on the game, they will not want to let this game go, especially if Genshin is planning to keep up with the competition, if you will, if it's planning to become a little more like Wuthering Waves, because maybe Wuthering Waves will threaten it in the future, we don't know. But I feel like this is going to be the saving grace of Genshin Impact's revenue and player base by a long shot. But those are just my honest opinions. With that being said, Tectone, good fucking video, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, but it seems like I'm the bigger channel right now, so be sure to go on over here and subscribe and like this guy's video. Link to it below and in the pinned comment. He really needs it, especially with all those dislikes from the stupid old mint picker pieces of shit in the community. But yeah, Tectone, good fucking shit, especially for an alt account, man. You upload so many fucking videos, it's insane.
Holy fucking beta Tectone. What the fuck?
Only quality content here, folks. Subscribe, please.